Chapter 267, Great Gift Delivery, TL by Babelson. Just as Tang San and Xiao were deep in emotions, they were interrupted by a sudden attack, and that piercing needle attack even chased them as persistently as bone maggots. It seemed it wouldn't give up unless it succeeded. With a cold snort, Tang San spun in midair, the sea god trident thrusting straight at the pursuing attack. With a pop, that needle was smashed without any suspense. Tang San then landed with Xiao Wu, the golden trident heavily hitting the ground. That was 108,000 jin weight, and the earth trembled with a deafening sound. Basically, without even needing to look, Tang San's mental power had already located the pit demon spider the moment it launched its attack. Tyrannical energy fluctuations instantly erupted, and with an explosive sound, an enormous black shadow was blasted out of the earth by the golden trident's absolute power. Just like Tang San expected, that was a pit demon spider, and an especially enormous one, more than 5 meters long, several times larger than ordinary. Its jet black carapace glistened with grey patterns, and its abdomen where it stored spider silk and energy was extremely swollen. Small eyes sparkling with dull blue light stared at Tang San and Xiao Wu in shock. Clearly, it had now also realized it had run into an iron wall. Only, this pit demon spider reacted incredibly quickly. Its body was still paralyzed by being blasted out of hiding, but it was already forcefully turning, its rear swinging, and a large sparkling golden light flew to envelop Tang San and Xiao Wu. This was the pit demon spider's secret skill, spider web prison. Different from that 1,000-year pit demon spider whose spirit ring Tang San once absorbed, the spider web this pit demon spider launched was crystalline yellow-colored, translucent and bright. Launching in an instant, it actually gave people a feeling of hiding the sky and covering the earth, clearly showing that it could envelop an enormous range. Just from this point, Tang San judged that this pit demon spider absolutely wasn't just a simple 10,000-year level, even though it couldn't possibly be a 100,000-year spirit beast. Neither was it on the level of the last one he saw. It should be pit demon spider with more than 50,000 years of cultivation. Its spider web prison was at least 5 times stronger than the previous pit demon spider. Sensing the pit demon spider's strength, Tang San was happy rather than alarmed. Among the spirit beasts of the present age, 100,000-year level spirit beasts were extremely rare. Besides the ones that were already dead or had changed to human form like Xiao Wu and his mother, the 200,000-year spirit beasts Tang San knew of were the devil spirit great white shark king Xiao Bai, as well as the deep sea demon whale king. He had never expected himself to have large numbers of 100,000-year spirit rings, but before coming back this time he had set his goal on 10,000-year spirit beasts, using 10,000-year spirit rings to supplement himself. In such circumstances, the higher the cultivation of the 10,000-year spirit beasts, the better. And of the 5 spirit rings he had given to save Xiao Wu, besides Xiao Wu's own, the other 4 spirit rings had to come from the same kind of spirit beasts as before. When a pit demon spider with such high cultivation appeared in front of him now, it was naturally the ideal chance to replenish his 4th spirit ring. How could Tang San let such a good opportunity pass him by? He didn't leave Xiao Wu behind. She was safest next to him, facing the golden crystalline giant spider web falling towards him. Tang San's right hand gripped the sea god trident stuck more than a chi into the ground, using it as support to suddenly flip up, his left leg kicking straight at that sparkling spider web. Intense red light burst from Tang San's left leg. The red light sparkled, a heaven-shaking hatchet blade swept out. With a piercing sound, that extremely durable crystalline spider web split in half, the 2 pieces flying far away. Even though this pit demon spider's ability was powerful, what it now faced was the 100,000-year evil spirit left leg bone ability Tang San got from the evil spirit orca king, the orca demon hatchet, a formidable straight line killing ability. How could it escape? Tang San now had the strength to alone kill a 100,000-year spirit beast. This 50,000-year pit spider emperor was basically nothing to him. The pit spider emperor shrieked. As early as when Tang San used the sea god trident to blast it out of the ground, it knew it had met an enemy it couldn't match. After reaching the 10,000-year level in cultivation, spirit beasts possess quite high intelligence, even more so for a pit spider emperor with 50,000 years. As soon as it launched spiderweb prison, it immediately turned to run, about to escape into the forest. But could it really successfully escape from Tang San? Seeing that pit spider emperor's fat body turn to run, Tang San couldn't help not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Want to run? It might not be that easy. Pale blue light haze spread from between his eyebrows, his boundless mental strength already spreading out in all directions. The pit demon spider was just fleeing with all its strength, when suddenly, it was shocked to find those 2 humans had at some point already appeared to block its path. A burst of incomparably powerful mental strength covered its body, the powerful mental intimidation immediately clearly reducing the pit demon spider's speed. It wasn't a spirit beast good at speed to begin with, and seeing Tang San and Xiao Wu in front of it, it immediately turned to escape in a different direction. At the same time, black light rushed out to cover a large area, the ground instantly covered with countless pitch black spikes. This was an area-type spike formation, just like Tang San's former 4th spirit ability blue silver prison's evolved ability. Only this 50,000-year pit demon spider's attack was even more powerful. Tang San gave a cold snort, releasing Xiao Wu with his left hand, his palm tightened into a fist, intense red light bursting out. With him as center, the earth suddenly cracked, and those black spikes were smashed in waves before they could even reach him and Xiao Wu, turning into dust and returning to the ground. And the pit demon spider's body also heavily fell as if smashed by something, sharply hitting the ground, half its body buried. What Tang San used was one of the 2 great abilities from the Titan giant ape left arm bone, gravity Maya. Effect, within a certain range, instantly increase or decrease gravity. The level of increase or decrease varies depending on the spirit power the user invests. This ability was crystallized from Titan giant ape Erming's gravity control domain. Even though it couldn't control as large a range as Erming could, the gravitational effect within the range of the ability was even stronger than Erming's domain. Those thorns were pulverized by the sudden gravity, and the pit demon spider was also forcefully pressed into the ground by the sudden 20-fold increase in gravity. Suddenly struggling up from the soil, the pit demon spider didn't keep running, instead sharply turning back, glaring at Tang San and Xiao Wu. It knew that if it couldn't vanquish these 2 enemies, it would have no chance of escape. Only by going all out would it stand a chance. Tang San stared at it with a provocational expression, not launching any attacks either. He wasn't worried about killing this pit demon spider. His experience from hunting spirit beasts in the past told him that the greater the unwillingness of the spirit beast when it died, the better the effects of the spirit ring it produced. Just like back when he killed the first man-faced demon spider, it was after it died with extreme anger that it gave Tang San the external spirit bone 8 spider lances. The rate at which 50,000-year spirit beasts produced spirit bones was even higher than common spirit beasts, and even though Tang San might not use it, he still had comrades, and Xiao Wu also needed spirit bones. This pit demon spider was already like meat on the chopping board. Of course he wasn't anxious. He had to infuriate the enemy and kill it when it was the most frantic. Then he would reap the greatest rewards. Whether the pit spider emperor or the man-faced demon spider, they were both considered extremely vicious spirit beasts, specializing in killing spirit masters and weak spirit beasts, swallowing their energy to strengthen themselves. Xiao Wu wouldn't pity such spirit beasts. Chi-chi, the pit demon spider furiously called out. Suddenly, its whole body once again drilled into the ground, leaving an extremely astonishing scene in front of Tang San and Xiao Wu. That enormous 5-meter pit spider emperor actually disappeared underground in an instant, and most astonishing was that the place where it dug barely changed, only leaving some marks of flipped over soil. With a soft puffing sound, large amounts of soil suddenly shot up in the surrounding area, even shooting out countless underground plants. And next, Tang San suddenly lost his mental lock on the pit spider emperor. Yee! What happened? Tang San looked around somewhat astounded. Just as the soil boiled, that pit spider emperor seemed to completely disappear from his mental web, not even leaving a clue behind. Xiao Wu asked. G.E., what is it? Tang San smiled slightly. This pit spider emperor's cultivation is over 50,000 years. It really is different from a 10,000-year pit demon spider. It should have some evolved ability I don't know about. My mental strength can't sense its presence at all. Really fascinating. Xiao Wu looked distracted. Even your mental strength can't sense it. Then wouldn't its ability be about the same as your vast sea barrier? Hearing Xiao Wu say this, light flashed in Tang San's mind. Right. Only abilities like the vast sea barrier could escape his detection. He bent and kissed Xiao Wu's soft face. Wife, fortunately you're clever. Xiao Wu blushed. Who's your wife? I still haven't married you. Tang San overbearingly pulled her in close. What difference does it make? In my heart, you're already my wife. There might not be many in the entire spirit master world who could chat and laugh like this when facing a 50,000-year level spirit beast. With Xiao Wu's reminder, Tang San had already made an accurate assessment. That pit spider emperor should be using a camouflage ability, and moreover, this ability could still isolate it from mental searches. Only, its ability clearly couldn't compare to his sea god's heart's vast sea barrier, and with the power of his mental strength, since he couldn't find it right now, it was very possibly keeping him mobile. The sudden rush of the soul before could also be explained. It should be done by that pit spider emperor to confuse him after it moved underground, using energy to shoot up the earth in order to keep him from discovering its position. As long as it waited for him and Xiao Wu to leave, it could naturally escape, dodging his pursuit. High-level spirit beasts really were clever. Unfortunately, it had run into him. Smiling faintly, Tang San thought, Pit Spider Emperor, oh Pit Spider Emperor, with your giant body, even if you don't move, don't tell me I can't find you. If I couldn't even deal with a spirit beast like you, how can I take revenge on the Spirit Empire? Just as Tang San prepared to use methods to flush out the Pit Spider Emperor, suddenly, his expression changed, whispering, someone's coming. 8. All spirit masters. 4 are at least spirit sage level. 1 should be spirit Douluo level. It should be a small party, especially hunting spirit beasts. With her man to rely on, Xiao Wu wasn't inclined to exercise her brain. Then what do we do? Tang San smiled slightly. Let's take a look first. Quietly see what happens. While the two discussed, in another direction, 8 figures swiftly moved towards them. Among the 8, 4 wore tight white clothes, 3 wore yellow robes, and one of them wore the standard black robes of a spirit Douluo. Tang San had previously seen the teachers of the Heaven Do Imperial Academy wear such clothes, with the noble black robes embroidered with golden thread. Only, Tang San's gaze very soon turned cold. He might not think anything of spirit beast hunting teams, but on the left shoulders of these 8 suddenly appearing people were embroidered 2 simple golden characters. Spirit. And between the 2 characters was also a golden sword. Tang San was only too familiar with this symbol. It was the mark of the Spirit Empire. That golden sword should represent the sacred sword of the Seraphim Spirit. After he fought Chen Rinshu, Tang San understood why the most important position on the Spirit Hall warrant title held this sword symbol. Clearly, these 8 were Spirit Masters from the Spirit Empire. Only, this was within the borders of the Heaven Do Empire, but they actually dared come hunt spirit beasts in the Sunset Forest. They sure had some guts. They were clearly confident in their strength. These people were uniformly over 50 years of age. Those 4 white-dressed Spirit Masters should be 60th rank Spirit Emperor. The 3 yellow-dressed Spirit Masters were Spirit Sages, and in black was without a doubt Spirit Hall's Spirit Douluo. This Spirit Douluo was over 70, with dark skin, and a gloomy light in his vulture eyes. Just as they appeared, his gaze fell on Tang San and Xiao Wu. The black-clothed old man saw how young Tang San and Xiao Wu were, and he raised his head with an arrogant expression, waving his hand to his companions. In the Spirit Master world, strength was the foundation for everything. As a Spirit Douluo level power, disdaining someone as young as Tang San and Xiao Wu was entirely normal. One white-dressed Spirit Emperor walked towards Tang San and Xiao Wu. Seeing Xiao Wu's stunning appearance, an expression of greed flashed through his eyes, and he swallowed to himself. He was the youngest of these Spirit Masters, 55 this year, and the Spirit Master's body was much stronger than an ordinary person's. Enjoying women when 70 or 80 wasn't a problem. It was still the first time he had seen such a fresh and stunning girl, and being accustomed to bossing people around in the Spirit Empire, how could he not be tempted? Hey, you two, get over here. Swaggeringly stopping 30 meters away from Tang San and Xiao Wu, he waved his hands at them like summoning servants. Then pointed in front of him. His manners were as arrogant as could be. The corners of Xiao Wu's mouth twitched, not even glancing at this white-clothed Spirit Emperor. Leaning into Tang San's chest, she even closed her eyes. Actually, these Spirit Masters were also too unlucky. To the Spirit Masters of the Spirit Empire, the Stardo Great Forest was their main territory for hunting spirit beasts. That was the place that produced the most spirit beasts in the entire continent. But in order not to be influenced while hunting the Titan Giant Ape and Sky Blue Bull Python, when Bibi Dong left for the Stardo Great Forest, she had left orders prohibiting any Spirit Hall Spirit Masters from entering, temporarily banning spirit beast hunting there. In the Spirit Empire, who dared disobey the Empress decree? But as a Spirit Master's level reached its peak and they needed a spirit ring to rise to the next level, how many could hold back? That was also an important reason why Grandmaster's theory that delaying getting spirit rings wouldn't influence the rise in spirit power. 7 of these people had all come out in order to hunt spirit beasts since they had reached a bottleneck. Even though the Sunset Forest was small, it specially produced high-level spirit beasts. These 7 people added together also counted as quite a formidable power. They couldn't hold back the impulse to increase their strength, and thus had quietly infiltrated the borders of the Heaven Do Empire under the lee of that Spirit Douluo, especially picking remote paths, and had not long ago entered the Sunset Forest. Right now, among these 7 only that Spirit Douluo still hadn't obtained the spirit ring he needed. Even though he still wore the clothing of a Spirit Douluo, his spirit power had in fact already broken through rank 90, just lacking a spirit ring to be able to break through to the title Douluo level. He was naturally extremely picky about his last spirit ring, and had no results after such a long search. Just before this, the powerful energy fluctuations from when Tang San struck the ground with the sea god trident had drawn their attention. That Spirit Douluo old man naturally thought some powerful spirit beast had appeared, and so they rushed here. If they had left a bit later, they would immediately have been on alert when they saw Tang San, because even though Bibi Dong didn't return to Spirit Hall, she still sent a title Douluo to command all of the Spirit Empire to arrest a Spirit Master carrying a trident. But now these Spirit Hall experts were ignorant of everything, and seeing that Tang San and Xiao Wu were so young, they basically didn't think of being alert. In their minds, even if these 2 youths had strength comparable to Spirit Hall's golden generation back then, at their age, they could at most be past rank 50. To be able to wander this Sunset Forest was already quite good, but how could they compete with their team led by an almost title Douluo power? Hearing the other side's interrogation, Tang San was suddenly in a joking mood. Pulling Xiao Wu close, he assumed a nervous expression. Uncle, what do you want? I urge you to leave immediately. Just now we saw a Pit Spider Emperor with at least 50,000 years of cultivation near here. If we hadn't been lucky, we would already be at lunch. It's too dangerous here. Hurry up and leave. Hearing the words Pit Spider Emperor, that black-clothed old man's eyes brightened. The best spirit rings for the 9th spirit ring required to advance to title Douluo were produced by 50,000-year or higher spirit beasts. Even though 50,000-year spirit beasts enough were much more common than 100,000-year spirit beasts, finding one in accordance with one's own attributes was rare, and a spirit beast like the Pit Spider Emperor was useful to him. The white-clothed spirit emperor shouting at Tang San and Xiao Wu snorted, then again pointed in front of him. I told you to come over, didn't you hear? Hurry up and get over here. Don't force me. Otherwise I won't be this polite. Tang San scowled. Who are you? I'm warning you kindly. Why be so overbearing? That white-clothed spirit emperor was just about to get angry when he was stopped by the black-clothed old man. All right, 6th comeback. While speaking, he suddenly flashed, already appearing 10 meters away from Tang San and Xiao Wu. With his hands behind his back, he smiled arrogantly. Little brother, don't mind. He was also speaking for your own good. There's no lack of strong spirit beasts in the Sunset Forest. It's a very dangerous place for you. Where did you see that Pit Spider Emperor? Which direction did it go in? Tell me. If we catch it, there will be benefits for you. Tang San said amazed. Grandpa, you're strong enough to deal with the Pit Spider Emperor. Excellent. Then after you catch it, can't you bring us out of this Sunset Forest? We were originally strolling in the outskirts, looking for a low-level spirit beast that suits me, but we ran into a 10,000-year level salamander serpent, and got lost when we ran in a panic, ending up here who knows how. Now we can't even find the directions. I see that you're a formidable spirit master. We'll trouble you for help. Listening to Tang San, Xiao Wu squirmed even deeper into his embrace. Of course not because she was afraid, but rather because she was worried she would laugh if she looked at the others. It was the first time she had seen Tang San so mischievous. Of course, she also understood that this was because Tang San was a lot more relaxed after she was revived, and then ended up in this joking mood. Of course she wouldn't ruin his fun, and happily watched the show from within his embrace. The black-clothed old man said somewhat impatiently, we can, as long as you help us find the Pit Spider Emperor. Bringing you out of here is a trifle. Tang San nodded. It was just now. We saw the Pit Spider Emperor was here, so we hid nearby. Look, there's still signs of the ground being disturbed over there. The black-clothed old man felt a chill. 50,000-year level spirit beasts were still threats to him. He turned and warned. Everyone be careful. Pit demon spiders are experts at attacking from hiding. Gather up and release your spirits. Prepare for battle. Yes. The 7 spirit masters agreed in chorus and released their spirits at the same time. Tang San sighed secretly. It had to be said that Spirit Empire trained spirit masters really were uniform. These spirit masters' strength was quite original, each one with calm bearing, even though their eyes were cold. And they were completely arrogant. In the end they had deep strength. Seeing the 7 spirit masters produce one dazzling spirit ring after another, Tang San cried out, "Heavens! So many spirit rings, I haven't seen this many in my whole life." Indeed, 4 spirit emperors plus 3 spirit sages was more than 40 spirit rings. Released at the same time they were really quite astonishing. A trace of disdain flashed through the black-clothed old man's eyes, and he spoke indifferently. "Since you're also spirit masters, release your spirit rings as well. Don't blame me for not warning you. The attacks of the pit spider emperor are like 15 tons of thunder. When that time comes, I might not be able to protect you." Tang San scratched his head. "Never mind, we'd better not release ours. Our level is low, releasing them is no use." Cold light flashed in the old man's eyes, reproving. "No nonsense. Since I told you to release them, then release them." Spirit Douluo level pressure arose involuntarily, scaring Tang San into retreating a few steps with Xiaowei before catching his balance. His face pale. If the other Shrek 7 devils saw this scene, they would definitely howl with laughter. Tang San's acting was too lifelike. If people didn't know him, they absolutely wouldn't see through it. He relied on his formidable mental strength to perfectly conceal his and Xiaowei's auras. Fine, I'll release my spirit. Grandpa, can't you hold my weapon for me? I have to circulate spirit power to release my spirit. The black-clothed old man scowled, thinking, are these two complete rookies? They even have to operate spirit power to release their spirits? Even spirit grandmasters with a bit of understanding wouldn't need to do that. He couldn't help feeling even more scornful. Only, when his gaze fell on the black sea god trident, he still couldn't help staring blankly, even though the sea god trident wasn't infused with sea god's light and was completely black, seemingly unremarkable. When looking at it close up he could still see those simple patterns inscribed on it, especially the bizarre shape of the 3 big blades, and the heavy feeling it gave was very attractive to spirit masters. Even though the black-clothed old man was a bit disdainful of spirit masters carrying weapons, because his gaze was drawn to the sea god trident, he still reached out to hold it. Tang San's acting was quite something. Right now the old man didn't have a trace of vigilance. Of course, besides his acting, Tang San and Xiaowei's ages were too confusing. Tang San single-handedly held the sea god trident in front of the black-clothed old man. The shaft inclined until that black-clothed old man grabbed it, then let go. As the black-clothed old man grabbed the shaft, he suddenly had a peculiar feeling and couldn't help being astounded. Just as he was about to take a closer look at this weapon, Tang San let go. The sea god trident that Tang San seemed to casually wave about, when it left his hand, instantly revealed its weight. The black-clothed man was completely unprepared and instantly felt that giant polearm give him a pressure like mount, tie pressing down on his head. That basically wasn't a power he could resist. The trident toppled, and he along with it. 108,000 jin fell fast. The black-clothed old man turned pale with fright, but couldn't even shout in alarm. Only, he was still worthy of being a power about to reach tidal Douluo. At the moment of danger, even though he couldn't release his spirit, he still reacted quite quickly, fiercely kicking the sea god trident, making it pause slightly. At the same time he pushed against it with all his strength, and even though he couldn't possibly budge it, he used the opposing force to leap back and away. Until now, Tang San still wore a faint smile. When the black-clothed old man kicked the sea god trident, Tang San also kicked out. Only, he kicked the butt end of the trident. Consequently, at the same time as the black-clothed old man leapt back, the sea god trident also shot out, catching up to him in an instant. With a soft popping sound, blood sprayed out, the enormous blades completely running through the black-clothed old man's body, propelled by 108,000 jin weight. With a flash of black light, the 4-meter long polearm had shot through him and flew far away. Summoned by Tang San's controlling crane catching dragon, it turned back around and again fell into Tang San's hand. A divine tool was indeed a divine tool, even piercing straight through a man's body it wasn't stained with a drop of blood. The black-clothed old man staggered back. Due to being run through too fast, he actually hadn't collapsed. Only, in the middle of his chest was an enormous gaping hole. You. Even now, he still didn't dare believe it was real. Lifting his hand to point at Tang San, his eyes were filled with incredulity. Tang San shook his head with a soft sigh. A spirit Douluo level spirit master, but actually still so stupid. I really didn't expect killing a power of this level would be so easy. Completely effortless. Didn't even use spirit abilities. Vomiting blood, the black-clothed old man's eyes almost popped out. Dead but without closing his eyes, he toppled over, and near tidal Douluo level power died in Tang San's hands like this, without even releasing his spirit. How unjust. Of course, this was also closely related with Tang San and Xiaowei's confusing natures. After all, who could imagine that these 20-something kids would have such strength? How could that sea god trident's weight be scarier than that? Everything really happened too fast, even to the extent that the 7 spirit masters following the black-clothed man still hadn't reacted. Even though they had released their spirits, their attention was all on the surroundings, guarding against the ambush of that pit demon spider. At the scream, seeing the black-clothed old man being pierced by the sea god trident, the 7 simultaneously stared blankly. Since he had already started, Tang San naturally wouldn't give the enemies any chances. The black-clothed old man wanted him to release his spirit before, and now, he directly released it. The 4 red spirit rings released with dazzling light at the same time were even more shocking. In the eyes of those spirit empire spirit masters, all this had long since exceeded the range of their understanding. A red ripple suddenly spread out from Tang San, the 3rd spirit ring around Tang San flaring up. Infused with that red ripple, the space rippled like water, freezing in that undulating ripple. The 7 spirit masters now reacted. In their eyes, Tang San was, after all, too young. Roaring furiously, each and every one lunged at Tang San, wanting to use their spirit abilities. Unfortunately, the space influenced by that red ripple wouldn't give them the chance. And just at this moment, a faint presence appeared in Tang San's mental search. The corner of Tang San's mouth showed a cold smile. Pit spider emperor, you finally can't help it. Spirit beasts were much more sensitive to danger than humans. Sensing the energy wave Tang San released, the pit spider emperor couldn't endure it, quickly wanting to escape. But confronting the ranged attack of the ability released by what looked like Tang San's 3rd, but was in fact his 8th spirit ring, blue silver auger mirror's annihilation. How far could it run? When the spirit ability had just started, all it did was make people feel slow. But the next moment, all the surroundings froze. Confronting such a powerful 100,000-year spirit ability, unless it was someone with spirit power 1 grade higher than Tang San, or physically capable of withstanding the attack, they could only be eradicated.